Pam and I had been married about 5 years and we had no children. And we had really, it's not because we didn't try to have children, it's just because we didn't realize there was probably some issues. So at 5 years' time, we decided, well, we'll try a little more earnestly to have kids. And after trying for a couple of years, still no children, we realized there might be some issues. So we went to the doctor to check things out, try to figure it out, what's going on. After a number of medical procedures and tests and all kinds of medical, checkups, even some surgeries, the doctor kind of said to us, we don't really know if you'll ever be able to have children. Now that was pretty painful. I was at the time about 34 years old, going on 35. My wife was like 32, 31, going on 32. It was difficult. So we went home and we were struggling with this. Now it's interesting, at the time I was a high school Bible teacher in my high school, and high school kids are great because they'll say to you things that your parents are just talking about behind your back. So these high school kids in my class would raise their hand and say, hey, Jeff, why don't you have any children? What's going on with you guys? What's happening? And how do you answer that question? I didn't know quite what to say. And so one day I was actually doing chapel at my school and decided it fit perfectly into my chapel talk to share our struggle with having kids. And so I did in front of 400 students and all my fellow teachers. I shared with them our struggle that we might not ever be able to have children. It was really difficult for us. And I asked the student body if they would pray for us. Well, the whole Timothy community at this school must have prayed for us because within 3 months' time, my wife was pregnant with our first child, and 9 months later, Benjamin was born. Today is Benjamin's birthday. He's turning 14 today. Wow, 14 years later, we not only have Benjamin, but 3 other kids. God is so good. I had to say this morning as I got out of bed and realized it was my son's 14th birthday, I had to pause and give thanks to God for his good gifts. Show him gratitude this morning as I got out of bed. What today do you need to thank God for? What today do you need to just lift up your eyes to heaven and say, God, thank you because you are good to me. Thank you for all of my life. Maybe you need to sit down today and do that. If you can't think of anything, maybe make a list and then just say, God, thank you. Thank you for your good gifts.